Here's Crazy Jen. Hello, Jennifer.
Hello, Ronnie. Ronnie, I got some stuff that I want to get off my chest, if that's okay. There's some bad stuff that happened at the XM Unmasked thing, and like Bobo didn't want me to say anything about it, but I just feel the need I have to say something.
All right, what happened?
Well, Bobo was sitting, and before.
By the way, can I get one break without hearing everybody else's problems? All I did is try to give everybody a good time. All right, go ahead, Jen.
But this thing, I mean, it wasn't even Bobo's fault. I mean, he didn't even do anything. Bobo was sitting.
He's never done anything.
No,
we know that about Bobo.
Ronnie, he was sitting in the audience, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Bobo is just this old guy, and like he's got arthritis in his neck, and he carries a banjo, right?
Uh-huh.
So he's sitting there and he's watching Norton and everything, and he says he feels his like jingling on his keys, right? And he says he can't turn around to see who's behind him because his neck's real stiff and everything.
How could someone got into his pocket and was jingling his keys?
Yeah, his keys were like hanging out of his pocket a little bit.
Oh, he's one of those guys. He lives like a janitor.
Oh, he's got a chain.
Yeah, and his keys are hanging out, and he feels somebody jingling with them. So he says to me, he says, well, it made noise, and so, I just thought it was somebody screwing with me, so I take my keys, I put it in my pocket, right? And so he didn't turn around to see who it was because he couldn't because his neck. So Bobo decides to ask Norton a question. So he's got his banjo on. I guess that's what he calls. I don't know what the hell it is.
I know. He carries that instrument everywhere.
Yeah. And so he stands up and he turns around, and it's Opie behind him. And
Opie was at the Jimmy Norton Unmasked, correct?
Yeah, and he's right behind Bobo. So it's not like any red rope or anything. He's not in a bubble or anything.
What?
So Bobo turns around and he looks at Opie, and he bends down and he puts his hand on his shoulder and he makes some stupid joke like, thanks for playing with me, or I don't know, jingling me, or whatever the hell he said. Well, he out of nowhere, fucking, excuse my language, Club Soda Kenny, Bobo, and before I go on, Bobo has no tendons in his arms.
I am completely lost.
Wait.
How does he use his arm?
The Hollow Man.
They got ripped out. Well, he can't use them.
At Unmasked.
Huh? Well, Club Soda Kenny comes out of nowhere, grabs Bobo where his tendons used to be, and squeezes it real hard till Bobo drops to his knees.
What?
So Bobo's on
This is during the fucking taping?
This is during the fucking taping. And Bobo's got his banjo on, and then he squeezes him harder so Bobo goes down harder. Bobo gets up and walks over, and this is where I see it, and I see him shaking as he's asking Jimmy's question.
I did notice that he was shaking, but I just thought he was nervous.
And you know what? And that's how the whole thing came about, because
what whole thing?
Bobo, he gets up and he sings his stupid songs in front of everybody.
Right.
I mean, I don't mean to say they're stupid or anything.
They are.
Too late.
He don't get nervous. And why? And I said to him, I said, Bobo, why are you fucking acting crazy? I mean, getting up and shaking and asking Jimmy questions.
Yeah.
And then he said, well, that whole thing happened, and he said it all happened within 5 seconds. And he said, and I just wanted to let it go. And he said, because, Norton or Opie's a big star, and, and I shouldn't have touched him. And I said, fucking Bobo. I said, you're a man just like Opie's a man.
Right.
And Opie,
all right. So you're saying, but here's the thing.
He shouldn't have fucking touched him.
He shouldn't have even gotten up and done any of this. It's a goddamn live taping going on. And he's approaching Opie, and Club Soda Kenny is there to try to keep everything cool.
But the thing was, Opie approached him.
How did he approach him?
Because Opie was sitting back there, and I'm not saying this is Opie's fault.
Uh-huh.
So Opie's sitting there, and he's fussing with his keys, and just Bobo turns around, and Bobo didn't stand up to talk to Opie. Bobo stood up to ask his question. And saw Opie was right behind him, and just
what's Bobo doing? Like, that's going to fucking make it in this thing, when, the audience, now, we try to get our friends seats for this.
Right.
But you know that we're not going to have it in the show. Hi, I'm Bobo, and I have a question. I fucking thought to myself, they will edit this. And obviously they will.
Right.
You didn't see Fez coming over to ask a question because it'll take everyone out of the fucking moment. It doesn't make sense.
But that's the thing, though. Maybe Bobo fucking, he fucked up. Yeah, I wasn't digging his question either. But, Kenny couldn't have tapped him on the shoulder like a man and said,
he doesn't know Bobo.
Leave him alone.
Oh. No, no, let me just say this. Kenny doesn't know who fucking Bobo is.
So Bobo, this gray-haired man who can't move his neck is such a threat. Ronnie.
How do we know? Wait, hold. First of all, I'm not going to speak for Kenny, but I will say this. As I got there the other day, he sees me. Ronnie, let me upgrade you to a suite. It gives me a fantastic suite. He goes, who's with you, blah, blah, blah. Takes care of everything. Right. Now I'm going to sit here and badmouth him because his job, part of his job, not only did I see this guy working his ass off all weekend, making sure that tour ran smoothly, but he also is watching out for O&A. And he sees somebody doing a live taping go over and touch Opie and start to talk to him during a fucking taping.
No, but that's not how it went down. And I understand that Opie needs to be protected and stuff. And
so does the taping.
But the thing is, though, if Opie's behind him and he's joking with Bobo and touching his keys, even jingling them.
All right, and we don't know that even happened.
It did happen.
But we don't know if Opie did it. The guy thinks he hears something ringing and he feels like he's under attack. If you, and you're saying, oh, Bobo, blah, blah, blah. Fezzy, if you're working security and you saw Bobo in the crowd, you'd never take your fucking eyes off him. He looks like a maniac.
Sure, but I feel bad for Bobo getting grabbed where his tendons used to be.
Yeah, and the thing is,
why doesn't he have tendons?
He got ripped out. It got ripped out of his arm. And the thing was, though,
probably in a D.C. neighborhood.
She had security. And there was a paparazzi that followed him, and the fucking paparazzi grabbed the guy by his neck. And the security guy got in fucking trouble. There's no reason.
You can't put your hand on anybody. Go to that Boston Rob thing on fucking TV right now. The guy touches him, Boston Rob fucking slugs him. It makes perfect sense to me.
So let me ask you this then. So then, if and I'm not making jokes though, but if Opie was off such limits that he didn't want to be bothered or he didn't want to be touched, why is he sitting in the middle of a crowd?
For Jimmy Norton and me. And you know what, Jen? And I'm not busting your balls here.
No.
I'm not fucking inviting friends anymore to these things. I have one friend steal a cigar, and the other friend who wants to get up and start fucking talking during a fucking taping. That literally was me taking Jimmy, interviewing him and taking him to talk about things that he never talks about before on stage. And the last thing you need to do, I wouldn't want anybody to get up and start talking to each other during that taping.
And I understand that. I know. And you know what? For me personally, when I'm around anybody that I don't know, I'm super cautious. I ask them, can I take your picture? You
don't fucking ask to have a picture taken in the middle of a taping.
No,
you would have been thrown out of any fucking TV thing if you were at Letterman and someone got up and walked over and started talking to somebody else during the show. If fucking Robert De Niro was at the show, they would have been chucked out.
But the thing that I don't understand is if he's joking with the guy and the guy can't turn around to see who it was, and he just
we don't even know any of that.
So because he laid his hand on Opie's shoulder, he needed
and he disrupted a fucking taping.
Huh?
And he disrupted the taping. I got HTG who was there that night. Said that he was whispering very loudly, and she found it to be disruptive, and she was pissed at him.
And I'm not saying that Bobo was disrupting the taping.
You know what I wish? I wish Club Soda Kennedy was there the next night to break the fucking arm of the guy who took my Cuban cigar. And you know what, Jen? I would have rather that concerned you and not this Bobo thing. I really would.
Bobo thing. It fucking breaks my heart. And like you said, they were friends of the show friends of yours.
And I am not fucking doing that anymore because those friends think they get special treatment.
Right, and I understand.
And that's fucking bullshit.
Right, no, and I understand, and I agree with you 100%.
No, you're not. You're calling and bitching about what went on at the taping.
I'm not bitching about what went on at the
Absolutely,
taping.
you are.
No, I'm not. All I'm saying is he shouldn't. That was fucking wrong.
All right, hey, I guess what? It won't fucking happen again, Jen. I guarantee you it will not happen again that my friends who show up at a taping don't get all the special fucking treatments because XM already, and Lily will vouch this. Were they pissed that we packed so many of people that we think of as hardcores in there?
I got a lot of shit from Don Wicklund about
it.
But what's that have to? But why is fucking one person getting treated? Why?
Because one person fucking makes a lot of money for the place and he has the security and he belongs there.
Okay, so
and the other people are friends of mine.
Okay, so I understand. So then, because somebody makes a lot of money, then his security guy can drop him to his knees.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Because sometimes, believe it or not, Jen, people in this fucking business get threatened. And it's not on the air, and it's not talked about. All right, I got to go now, all right?
All right.
Jesus Christ. It's like I'm fucking running a daycare center.
I still don't understand that Bobo can't move his neck or his arms.
I don't understand any of that. Everybody's got fucking problems. I guess that Kenny is supposed to run a CAT scan on people.
You would think he wouldn't be able to play that mandolin if he had no tendons.
Yeah. It keeps him from working, but doesn't keep him from fucking playing the mandolin. That's the beauty of it. I saw none of this stuff. Believe it or not, I'm trying to fucking do a show. But, Lily, how much out of the way did I say to Wick? Well, actually, I said to you, and then you had to fight with Don over it because, a lot of people wanted these, and we got Brian Regan coming up. These are really fucking cool shows. And not because of me, but because some of these guys we get on stage to talk about shit that they haven't talked about. I love to take care of the message board people. Anytime we do something, I always try to make sure that they get the first fucking dibs because I feel like they support the shows. But then don't come there thinking you're going to get VIP fucking treatment or Jen bitching over the fact that Club Soda Kenny has a fucking job to do. And I'm going to guarantee you something else. If somebody would have came at me, Kenny would have been there. Not that he fucking works for me because that's what he does. The same thing with Master Poe. They have a fucking job to do, yet those people always want to bitch about it after the fact.
And Kenny and Bobo, both very large guys. Nobody else saw somebody take somebody else down?
I didn't see any of that. Yeah. And it wasn't, I'm sitting, 15, 20 feet away from it? But, excuse me, I was actually working at the time.
You would have thought that would have made a noise. A large bald man and a mandolin hitting the floor.
Everybody drives me fucking nuts. First Watley, then the cigar thief. Now Crazy Jen. A, she's acting like someone's not fucking good enough, blah, blah, blah. B, Fez invites her to a fucking dinner and then has me pay. That's why I'm doubly fucking pissed at you, Bridgie. Bridgie Blackfear. I'd like to fucking take you, whatever giant bridges in East St. Louis, stop the car, get out and leave, and yell, there's some white guy up there who hates Malcolm X.
No, don't. Don't do it.
I will fucking get even with you, Watley.
And Bridgie Blackfear, that's a nickname that's going to stick.
Now, there's your little buddy that you had me buy dinner for. And what does she call and say today? Thank you for taking me to a fucking nice restaurant, picking up the check, blah, blah, blah. She's fucking screaming because she thinks that she and Bobo didn't get enough VIP fucking treatment.
Yeah, she's upset that she thinks Bobo got manhandled.
But she's yelling at me over it.
Right.
Like what? Is somebody, because someone makes more money, they get... He is there for security. And motherfucker, I'm doing a show. You don't stand up and start talking in a show. It's insane. Crazy ass fucking people. One after another. We invite everybody out there. We go out and hang with them Friday night. Saturday, Fez, we invite people back. Fez throws his fucking dinner party, hands me the check.
What I was upset about Friday night was, a couple things. Bobo books an outside bar during the middle of August where everyone is just sweating to death.
I should have ripped what little tendons he had left out of his arm.
I mean, everyone, outside.
Well, how does someone's arm move if they have no tendons?
I know, it should just dangle. But outside in August
by
in
the way,
Virginia.
You know, Bobo will call this show at the drop of a hat, but he's not calling today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then, who is this Bama guy that I find out is videotaping everything at Dr. Dreamo's?
All right, here's our friend Bobo. Bobo.
Hiya, buddies.
What's up?
Hey, I was at the dentist, and I came back and was, reading through the thread and saw all this crazy stuff. So,
well, I guess Crazy Jen called to defend you today.
Yeah, well, I don't really like somebody representing me. That I don't think that's very fair.
So it's Crazy Jen's fault?
No, I'll cop to the fact. Do you want me to tell you what happened?
Sure.
Okay. We sit down before the taping is going to start. At some point, when everybody's getting seated, I hear a man's voice, and he goes, "You have a lot of keys, sir." And I tried to look around. I have arthritis in my neck. I couldn't turn around. And it occurred to me the keys might make noise for the taping, so I unhooked them, stuck them in my pocket. When it got to the point where it was time for people to ask questions, I wanted to ask a question. So I stood up, I turned around. The person who had spoken to me turned out to be Opie. So I leaned over, I put my hand lightly on his shoulder and kind of apologized for, not responding to him. And when that happened, Kenny grabbed me by the arm, and I've had surgery on both of my arms. They're pretty sensitive. He was digging his thumb into the crux of a surgical scar on my arm. It hurt intensely, and in the process of doing that, he kind of pulled me over there was a sandbag or something affixed to the floor right there. So I kind of tripped. I didn't fall to the ground. I don't even know exactly what was said about this account. He kind of righted me. I stood up and was, directed over to ask a question, and I could barely speak. So it was real awkward, and I'll cop to the fact that, I shouldn't have addressed Opie during the thing. I guess my problem with it is, I see people just as people, and I didn't think, this is actually this really important guy, and, so I'll admit I overstepped a bound, All
right,
and
so
I want to be contrite about that.
All right, so when your arm was grabbed, how did you feel?
How did I feel?
Yeah, I mean,
I was in pain, and I was real angry because, I felt like all that needed to be said was, that this isn't. He said something like, "This isn't the time for this," as he grabbed me.
Right.
If he had just leaned over and said, "This isn't the time for this," I would have stopped. Nobody, needed to handle me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I look like, a dangerous person, but I don't know. That's that guy's job. I don't know. But I'm contrite about the fact that I shouldn't have approached him at that time.
But you just feel a little manhandled right now. You feel like less than a human being.
It hurts.
Like your dignity was taken too.
Into the next day at Saget, it still hurt.
Right.
But, you don't have a roadmap on your body that says don't touch here, don't touch there. So I understand. It took me a while to get some balance about it. At first, I just, I don't think people should run around grabbing people.
Right.
I don't care who they are and what their job is. But I guess he felt like somehow I was endangering Opie, and I swear to God, all I wanted to do, and this is the irony of it, I was apologizing, for not recognizing his statement at first, because he was just, saying something, and, he was a nice guy. I have no complaints. So that's where that is. I don't know how the account was given to you.
Yeah, it was a little blown out of proportion.
Well, I know Jen was really mad because we had, I guess it was yesterday, like a 45-minute IM thing about this. And I was like, no worries, be cool. Then she told me she contacted you. And I told her, don't worry about it. But inside I was like, it's just going to get so bad. And it's so pointless.
And all you wanted to do was have a good time.
Yeah, and you know what? I did have a good time.
Until what happened?
Pardon?
Until what?
Well, I mean, I got past that thing. I had a good time that night. I think it was a successful day. I mean, I love watching the show. I thought the Norton thing was amazing, and I had a good time at the party at Dreamo.
The videotaped party?
Yeah, did you end up on videotape?
I don't know. I haven't seen that. I kind of cringed when I heard about that, too, because that is something where you should ask somebody before that happens.
So, Bobo, you wanted everything to go great, and it all turned into this.
Well, is it really that terrible? I mean,
well,
things happen among people.
Well, Deb said that you were even blowing it out of proportion a little bit about how you were grabbed. Because
she had her back to me, so I don't know how she can even have an opinion.
I guess she said she turned around when she heard the racket, she says.
Yeah, well, she kind of...
she thought that you were... Here's what... I'll tell you what she said. She thought that you were wrong for talking during the show.
Right, she said that to me afterwards, too.
Yeah.
Well, I apologize for that. I mean, if there's some way for me to apologize directly to Opie, I'd be happy to do that. I really intended no harm, but... well, I don't know what else to say about it, I mean, I think I've been pretty clear, and I don't think I, really raised that much of a problem there. Do you? I mean, do you think the whole thing was just a gigantic clusterfuck because of that?
Well, we might have to get rid of the tape. It might be unworkable.
The whole thing? You can just cut out my question.
Well, we can't do that, Bobo. We don't edit. It's all done in one piece. It's going to work perfectly.
Oh. Well, couldn't you, erase it right there? Like with a magnet or something? Hello?
Boy, what a weekend, huh, Fez?
Yeah. It seems so nice.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody seemed so happy while everything was going on, and how,
Is this Bama a friend of yours, Bobo?
Bama is actually the guy who started the D.C. bar nights, and then I kind of...
Oh, jeez.
Oh, he started them.
From them.
Oh, jeez.
So this is like guilt by association now?
So you are okay with everything, Fez?
No. No, I'm not.
Fez, is there something I can do as some act of contrition?
Yes, bum rush Opie and try to choke him.
Yeah.
Well, that would probably get me in even worse.
Be chattier during the next Unmasked.
Yeah.
Book another outside bar in August. Bring your videographer with you.
Jeez, you're not happy with anything.
No, I guess I'm not. No, I'm not okay with everything.
Well, I'm really sorry.
Well, forget about it, Bobo. What happened, happened. Are you there, Bobo?
Yeah.
What's wrong? Hey, buddy, what's wrong?
No, I just, hoped for... I felt pretty good about the thing, after it happened, and now it's weird. 2 days later, it's like a nightmare.
Well, I didn't even know anything about you ruining the show or attacking Opie. I didn't even know about this videotaping thing that Fez is so upset about. I didn't know that somebody stole his cigar.
Yeah.
That wasn't you too, was it, Bobo?
No, I didn't have anything to do with that.
You grabbed a cigar and tried to burn Opie during the show?
No, I wouldn't do that. I'm not that kind of person. I do feel bad about the cigar, too, but...
I'll just put that in with everything else.
So there's like 3 things that happen during the course of the weekend. There's me molesting Opie, your cigar vanishing, and Fez being clandestinely videotaped.
Yeah. That's the big things. And, I guess the screaming, and you started playing a ukulele during Unmasked.
No, I didn't.
Why were you carrying up to the question, why did you have a ukulele in your hands?
Like your Queen Elizabeth not putting her purse down.
And why was your voice shaking like that?
Because I was in pain. I actually kind of didn't want to do the question after what had happened, and everybody was like, move forward, get in line, get behind that guy, and I just kind of did it, and that's the way that went.
If you had good tendons, would you knock Club Soda Kenny out?
No, I would never raise a hand against somebody.
But I mean, if you were healthy enough to do it.
It's against my principles to violate other people's existence in any way.
Like Kenny does?
Well, I didn't say that.
But
I know that I had my tendons surgically reattached.
But if you could explain to him how, that took away some of your humanity, what would you say? Seriously.
That I didn't think it was necessary to touch me. All he had to do was say a sentence and everything would have been fixed.
And how does it feel to be manhandled like that? How does it feel in your soul?
It's dehumanizing.
Right.
It is. It's abusive and it's a violation.
Do you feel like you were violated?
In the tiniest sense. I mean, not like rape.
A mini rape.
All right. Earl, I got some emails here saying the callers are low today.
Well, we have it as far as we can take it. We're pushing it as far as the levels as high as we can take it.
Okay, so you want to check with engineering on that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I ask one question?
Without touching anybody, you can.
Okay.
Remember what happened last time you asked a question?
I know. Is there some act of contrition I can perform to help alleviate things? I mean, I'm willing. I feel somewhat responsible for what happened, and if there's some way I can make it better for you guys, I would be happy to do that.
You could turn back time. You could turn back time right now. You could just start running around the earth counterclockwise to the way it rotates, spinning it backwards until we can go back and fix that show like Superman did.
Okay. I don't think I can do that. I'm not a good runner.
No leg tendons?
No, they're weak. I have bad ankles.
You got to speak up. We got low caller volume today.
Oh, okay. I have
not
weak
that
tendons
loud.
in my ankle.
That's crazy.
My ankles aren't good.
Now you're just trying to.
I'm old. And now I'm ashamed.
All right. All right, Bobo.
So there's nothing I can do?
I mean, what could possibly be done?
Should I write a letter of apology to somebody, or, I mean...
Yeah, you write a letter of apology and send it to us.
And we'll pass it on.
Yeah.
Who do I address? Who am I apologizing to?
Well, you're the one who's apologizing. Who would you apologize to? I don't know. I didn't ask you to apologize.
I know that you guys are upset, so I guess I would apologize to you guys.
No, we're fine. What do we care?
But you seem so mad. Your tone is so neutral with me, and I feel...
Don't worry about me. I just won't go to another D.C. bar night.
What am I supposed to say? I'm supposed to say I'm happy about a ruckus taking place in the middle of a taping? I mean, I'm not trying... I'm treating you like an adult, Bobo. Yeah. I didn't even know about this event. All right, here's Club Soda Kenny. Hey, Kenny.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are you?
What do you say?
Hey, Ken.
I had a great weekend with you guys. It was a lot of fun in D.C.
Well, thank you very much. We didn't know that a little disturbing took place at the taping the other night.
It wasn't a disturbance so much as a nuisance. When you were doing such a brilliant job in unmasking Jim Norton,
Yeah.
at the question and answer portion of the show, a guy that was sitting in front of Opie stood up, and I thought allegedly he was going to walk to the microphone to ask a question, and he leaned into Opie's face to start talking to Opie. So I touched his arm to get his attention, and when he looked up at me, I told him now is not the time or place for this. And then he just proceeded to go to the microphone and ask his question.
So you, at no time did you even think that this was an attack on Opie. You thought you were protecting the taping.
Yeah, it was. Well, it was twofold. I didn't want Opie bothered, and it was not the time or place to disrupt the taping of that television and radio broadcast. For him to have a personal conversation with Opie while you're doing such a brilliant job interviewing Jim Norton.
Now, Bobo, you said you felt like you were grabbed kind of hard. Are you blowing this out of proportion, or you still mean it?
No, he grabbed me very firmly in the crux of my arm, and his thumb dug into the center of the surgical scar on my arm. If you go to that tape and listen to my voice when I'm talking, the reason I'm talking the way I am is because I'm in terrible pain. Now, granted, not everybody in the world has titanium pins in the crux of their arm, so, not everybody's going to respond the way I did. That was the situation. If I had simply been told now is not the time, the same thing would have happened. When I was grabbed, the conversation was already over anyway.
Bobo, you got a very convoluted memory of what happened.
Well, that's a statement that you're capable of making, but just because you say it doesn't make it true.
Right, Bobo, listen, I understand that you want some notoriety to be on the radio, all right?
No,
but let's not make this something that it isn't, all right? The bottom line is, the fact of the matter is, all right, there was no way a person such as of yourself should disrupt the taping of that broadcast. So to have a conversation with Opie during the middle of that broadcast was out of line.
What do you say to that, Bobo?
Well, I did apologize for it.
Okay.
All right, so you ready to drop all this, Bobo?
Yeah, well, I mean, I wasn't carrying it anywhere. Somebody spoke for me, and that puts me in a very difficult position. I don't need anybody talking about, what's going on in my life and representing.
Well, that's between you and Crazy Jen. She called today and was in a tizzy, and you can go back and listen to it if you want when we replay tonight. All right?
Yeah, I will.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay.
Kenny, thanks for the room upgrade and the way you took care of us this weekend. You run everything like clockwork.
Well, you guys deserve to be taken care of. You did a really good job down in D.C. We had a lot of fun, and, hopefully we can do it again sometime.
All right, talk to you soon, buddy.
All right, take care. Bye.
Thanks, Club Soda Kenny.
I talked about this before. People forget that, Kenny is on the job.
Right. And, as Kenny explained that, it wasn't even a case of, Opie's a giant star, please don't approach the star. It was about rudeness.
And, protecting the taping, too.
Right.
You know what I mean? That you remember at the beginning of this, you were the one who did the warm-up. Turn off your cell phones, no shuffling around in your chairs.
Right, yeah. Please stay put once you're, inside the room.
Yeah. And then, Jimmy went to some places during that interview that you don't normally see him do. He was very honest, very open. It's not an easy thing, and it's cool to have people come in and do that.
So please, I try not to interrupt it or draw someone's attention away.
Boy, you're in a cranky mood today, too. Huh?
I really am.
Here's Big Steve. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, ever since Bobo went to that amazing deal you do there, he seems like he disappeared ever since he got beat up by Club Soda Kenny.
Bobo took the collar from the show. The last thing he said was something disparaging about one of the guys on the show. About the way he thought that he was treated the last time he called in.
Wow.
A member of the show really hurt his feelings.
Who was that?
Doesn't matter who, Fez. But he has left and will make no more contact.
Can you give us a hint, like you gave us a hint with your Pal Talk spy? Just tell us with what initial, maybe?
I think we all know. I think we know when people leave the show who hurt their feelings.
Oh, okay.
I can't figure out who.
The streak is alive. I'll just say that. The streak has not been broken. Now, by the way, Mikey D said he was trying to reach me through you, and you did not tell me, Dave. Is that not true?
Yeah, he's crazy. He called me once 3-4 weeks ago. But this whole thing about I've been trying to get in touch with him.
He just called you once.
Yeah.
I owe him a call back.
One voice message.
Okay.
That's it. 3 or 4 weeks ago.
And the Bobo thing, you know, I just figure like, well, everything will come back around sooner or later. You can't worry about every single problem.
It usually does with Bobo.
This time someone hurt him, though.
I gotta find out who did it.
Why joke? Why be meaner when you know? Why be meaner?
Me?
Why be meaner is all I'm asking. You, Mr. Sensitivity. Why do you act like I don't know what happened?
I can't even remember a specific about it.
I know. You never do. You know why? It's because it didn't happen to you. You only seem to be sensitive. You're the most sensitive about what happens to you, but you can't see outside yourself. You're like Danielle from the Dick and Danielle show. That I've been watching her. Every time she has a bad feeling, she blames it on someone. It's impossible for her to know that it's her own mood swings. So she'll feel bad and just blame whoever walks by. She also can't say a positive thing in her life, which I think a lot of people have that problem. If they're having a great meal, they'll go, this isn't bad. Or if they're having a good time, they'll be like, that wasn't awful. That wasn't so terrible. And I'm like, why can't you just state something as the positive?
No, this is great.
Yeah.
And I hate when someone will say, you know, say you give a good point during a discussion, and then the person you said it to goes, I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
Rather than saying, that's a good point.
Right.
I have no problem with what you said.
Or they'll act like people, well, she's not ugly. What does that mean? She's attractive? You fucking glasses half full idiot?
I might fuck her. I don't know.
Yeah.
He could do worse.
Yeah.
So, you had no idea, Fez?
No, I had no idea I was the reason he was staying away. And I'm being completely honest.
Even though it's up longer than a month now.
Yeah, I mean, I knew he was staying away, but I didn't know I was the specific reason for it.
The what?
Specific reason for it.
Well, HTG was also mean to him behind. I guess he wanted everyone to be on his side. Well, you remember that's what happened with Crazy Jen.
Oh, yeah.
The blowout.
Right.
Well, they were a team. He felt the same as her.
But then he went ahead and when he got into an altercation or whatever you want to call it, it wasn't even that much, with Club Soda Kenny, him and Kenny, I thought, settled it on the air. So I didn't know anything went beyond.
Have you tried to contact him?
No.
Why do you say so mad like that? But then you're surprised. No. It's time to talk to Indie Mike.